Last night, The Bachelor broke away from its usual format and came clean about the online bullying many of the women on the show experienced. It was sort of a meta moment. During the Women Tell All segment, Lindsay read comments she received during her own season. She was the first and only Black Bachelorette in franchise history. Let's take a look.
No one cares about a half Mexican opinion. I'm like shaking as I'm reading this because it's shocking, it's uncomfortable. I know it's uncomfortable for you to see. Just imagine how uncomfortable it is to get this in your comments and your DMs every day, every week, every month.
Wow. Other women also spoke out about receiving hateful comments about their hair and their ethnicity. I want you to take a look.
I was so afraid to. A lot of the comments that I got right away off the show was about my hair and my choice of being natural, and it sucks and it hurts. I had so much love come in, and it meant so much to get messages from people saying that it's important to have representation and thank you.
This brings up a question here we often talk about, which you never understand, is when do online threats become credible and when do they become punishable to make a deterrent?
But yeah, and we'll get to the threat part, but just like I always want to tell people, you know, because I look how young that young woman was. I think about how vulnerable I was at 22. I get comments today at 42, and I'm like, man, I'll just be like, wow, that was really mean, dude. Like, I wrote somebody back on Facebook, and I was like, that was a really mean thing you said, but I appreciate that you're watching the show. I don't understand why people do it, but I do want people to understand that if you saw this person that you hate so much, if you saw just a 22-year-old young lady just sitting there, would you go up and say this to her? Would you go up and just try and break down everything that is about her and she's trying to start her life? Would you go up and call her fat? Would you go up and talk about her teeth? Would you go up and, I just don't understand. People do read these comments and it does hurt. I don't know if that's what they want to hear. There's people are like, oh, the trolls are going to come at you more. I'm fine. But I couldn't imagine being a young person and hearing this.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And some people get it more than others. And I think the more you're insecure about something, again, I'm taking race out of this because I'm sure they have their own things that they're dealing with. I'm just saying, I'm speaking from my own point of view because I was on some reality shows and I do receive some very nasty comments all the time.
Do you get it every night, Jeff?
Not every. I don't look anymore.
Okay.
I've gotten it so much that I've had to take my focus out of it because I've been down that rabbit hole. I don't use Twitter anymore because it's a nasty, nasty place.
Wow.
I don't like it. I'll share people because I don't want to push everybody out. I've had fans, and I use that term very sparingly. I never use that term, but there's been people, and I want to thank. They know who they are. They've been with me and Jordan since the very beginning.
Sure.
Yes.
They supported every single thing I've ever done, from the CBS Online to watching this show now. Sure. Some of our DBL viewers are the people who
viewers
watch us all the way back. So I don't want to push everyone completely out. I want to have Instagram for them, for my family, for my friends, for my future business. But like Twitter has become too toxic for me. Facebook has become too toxic for me. And I'm being completely honest. We're supposed to be socially engaged on this show. I'm not on those anymore. You could still go check me out and write whatever you want. I don't read those because it's too negative. And like Al said, if you were sitting on a park bench, no one would say anything to you about anything. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. You have to look at those positive comments, delete the negative ones, block those people. And again, there needs to be a law for social media. There needs to be some kind of license. You put in your driver's license number. You own who you are. That's who I am. Now, you want to say that, Al Jackson, you want to say something to me? Now I know who you are. Now I know where I can.
And also, the people that follow your account now know that Mike S. is a person that attacks women, is a person that is fine with the child molester doing something. If you want to be so provocative on the internet, like what was the coach say? Put your name on it. I think it was the former coach of the Bucks, whatever. But yeah, put your name on it.
And I just think like, for everybody, when you get into this public space, you kind of sign up for some of these attacks.
Absolutely.
But I think for Lindsay, what she's talking about is being the first Black woman ever on that show after years of the show. So then you get the comments, the same ones that a lot of people saw when Obama became president, that had nothing to do with his policies or what he was doing wrong. It had to do just based off being compared to animals, because of his color of skin. And so those kind of dig even deeper because she fought so hard just to be normalized, right? To be on that show that everybody else has been on, and now you're finally normal, and people want to remind you of this scarred history of this country. So that's kind of why. I
can't even imagine what she's going through because I actually got positive reviews when I went off the show. I didn't get negative reviews. I mean, of course, some of them, but some people get it way worse, and I had a problem with it. Now, and I feel like I'm a strong person. I have a strong will, a thick skin.
It just wears
and
you
it gets
down.
to anybody.
Everybody,
It gets to anybody. Yeah.
Interesting.